Welcome once again. It's my pleasure once again to thank you, my viewers, because I really cherish you in my heart. Being with me in these times when you're trying to run up and down, trying to ramble over the techniques and skills and safety on the road. I know and I have that belief that we are moving to that level of perfection in our training. I want to thank you. So remember, please, my greatest viewers, remember to subscribe so that we can keep on growing into that greater part of success. So today I'm here once again to give you a very special tip on how to drive as a driver on the road. It's your general responsibility to be careful, to be responsible, and to be obedient on the road so as to maintain the law and order, to maintain that smartness in your driving, simply because as good drivers, we can achieve that better result at the end. So today I'm here to give you some tips as a driver. Tip number one, remember that when you are driving your vehicle, you should not allow anybody to interfere with your driving. So as a driver, when you are driving a vehicle, do not allow any person to mingle or maybe to interfere with your position on the steering, because you are in charge of everything. So in case of any danger, that person will be responsible. So remember that allowing a person to drive your vehicle is in that position when you are incapable. So another point also that you need to put into consideration is that you should not follow another vehicle so closely when you are driving your vehicle. Why should you drive another vehicle so closely? Because the law states that you should keep that distance of 7 meters so that in case of an emergency, you can be in a position of stopping or maybe controlling your vehicle in a perfect manner. So as a driver, I know that these tips I'm giving you here, they are good for you, they are very important for you. And remember that when you are driving a vehicle, it's your responsibility to make sure that if you are driving this public vehicle, do not allow a person to get in as the vehicle is moving, or maybe somebody to alight out as the vehicle is moving, because this person might be injured and you will be held responsible for not maintaining that law of taking care of your passengers in the vehicle. So remember, as we keep on moving, these are the points that one must put into consideration. And remember that when you are driving a vehicle on the road, you should not leave your vehicle unattended. So just leaving your vehicle unattended on the road, sometimes it can create some unnecessary traffic on the road. So you should remember that your vehicle must be well attended. So another point that you should put into consideration is that pedestrians might be highly respected. When you reach at that point where there are pedestrians, remember that you need to maintain that law and order. So those are some of the best tips that one must put into consideration before you are driving this vehicle. And remember that when you are driving this vehicle, the communication gadgets like phones, wearing some earphones, you should not use these things simply because they can interfere with your steering. So remember that when you are operating this gadget like a phone, you need to be off the road and then call on your call, and then when you are on the steering wheel or when you are behind the steering wheel, you should not use that gadget because it can interfere with your positioning or with your driving. So these are some of the important tips that you must put into consideration as we keep on moving or as we keep on progressing. So, and remember, you are driving a vehicle on the road. The engine of the vehicle should not be left, or maybe you are stationed there. The engine should not be unattended. So these are some of the important tips that you must put into consideration. And remember that when you are driving this vehicle, your vehicle might be carrying some waste. Some people carry waste inside the vehicle, and then they throw those waste randomly on the road. So this waste, when you're driving your vehicle, you should not throw them anyhowly or anywhere, simply because you may go against the rule of maintaining our city so that it can be clean. So these points must be put into consideration. These points, they are very important. They are very important because they can allow you to keep on moving. And another point that I want you to note that there are vehicles that produce excessive smoke. These vehicles that produce excessive smoke, you should ensure that it should not be allowed to move on the road, because it creates pollution and it creates some other interference on the road. So remember that these are some of the important points that you must put into consideration, because these points they can help you and they can support you and they can maintain our safety as we keep on moving into that level of giving our progress and running down our success in our driving. So remember that when you are driving your vehicle, you have that regional responsibility to indicate. You need to indicate in advance that you are turning right, you are turning left, you are stopping, so that you should not cause interference or you do not cause any trouble to any vehicle which is actually moving on the road. Remember, this is some of the best tips that one must put into consideration so that we can reach that high perfection of driving. So thank you, my greatest viewers. This is the moment I know that you are going to take this high moment to subscribe so that we can grow. Thank you. I really cherish you, all my viewers in the YouTube channel. May God bless you.